On Wednesday the 11th, 4 teenagers are brutally murdered by a serial killer known as the Blissfield Butcher, who was previously thought only to be an urban legend. During his murder spree, the butcher steals a dagger known as El Dolo from a collection of ancient artifacts kept in the teenager's house where the murders took place. The following day, high school student Millie Kessler experiences tormenting different students, including cheerleader Ryler and teacher, Mr. Fletcher. Millie tracks down comfort in her companions, Nyla and Josh, who is gay, and her crush, Booker. Josh attempts to persuade Millie that she's a piece, while Nyla fears that Millie is so worried about dealing with her mom that she neglects to deal with herself. Millie lives with her more seasoned sister, police officer Charlene Scorch Kessler, and alcoholic mother, Paula Kessler. Her dad died 1 year prior. Notwithstanding the crisis caution of the butchered teenagers, Blissfield Valley Secondary School keeps up with its arrangements to have a homecoming dance on Friday the 13th. Against the fights of Nyla and Josh, Millie plans to skirt the homecoming dance and go through the night at a performance center play with her mom, all things being equal. That evening, the evening of Thursday the 12th, Millie fills in as the high school mascot, a beaver, for the homecoming football matchup. She declines a ride home from Nyla and Josh and on second thought hangs tight for her mom to get her. Unbeknownst to Millie, her mom has experienced one more alcoholic fit and is passed out on the couch. Night comes and the high school crowd scatters, leaving Millie alone, still waiting for her mom. As she waits, she sees the Blissfield Butcher across the road. As the butcher approaches, Millie runs under the stands of the football arena to hide. As she tries to get away, she is handled by the butcher. The butcher stabs Millie in the left shoulder with El Dolo, making an indistinguishable injury show up to his left side shoulder. Charlene shows up and shoots her gun in the air to scare off the butcher. The police keep El Dolo as evidence. The following day, Friday the 13th, the butcher awakes in the body of Millie in her room. In the meantime, Millie awakes in the body of the butcher on a filthy mattress in an abandoned shack. In Millie's body, the butcher endeavors to betray an unaware Charlene with a kitchen blade, however is mediated by Millie's unmindful mother. Millie's unusual way of behaving is credited to stun from her assault. The butcher chooses to go to class in Millie's body to track down additional teenagers to kill. The butcher gives Millie's body a refreshed appearance, wearing a high braid and red lipstick and getting a red calfskin coat from Charlene. This new appearance gives Millie consideration from her past domineering jerks, including the football crew. While at school, the butcher disregards Nyla and Josh. He kills Ryler by locking her in a cryo tank. As he leaves the murder scene, he is at first stunned by the presence of 2 cops strolling a few doors down, however rapidly understands that they don't associate him since he is in the body with a young lady. The real Millie, caught in the butcher's body, sneaks into school to attempt to track down her friends. Sketch drawings of the butcher is all around the news, so Millie should stay under the radar to try not to be perceived. She likewise battles to conform to her new body's freshly discovered strength and size. Millie finds Nyla and Josh, who perceive her as the butcher, and starts pursuing them, trying to make sense of her circumstance. After a gentle fight in the kitchen of the school, Millie can incapacitate her friends long enough for her to do the school mascot's dance routine and their friendship handshake, demonstrating that she is Millie, all things considered. Nyla and Josh request that their Spanish educator interpret an article about El Dolo, which uncovers that Millie has until midnight to stab the butcher with El Dolo, or, more than likely, the body switch will be forever. Millie, Nyla, and Josh understand that the butcher is a poser and set off on a mission to track him down. At the point when they find the butcher in the school hallways, he shouts out for help, drawing the consideration of cops, students, and teachers in the school. Millie, Nyla, and Josh get away from in Josh's vehicle. They are pursued by Charlene, who is on duty. They get away to the Discount Bonanza store, where Millie's mom works. Millie hides in a fitting room, where she and her mom have a significant discussion through the fitting room door. The trade closes with Paula asking the butcher out on a date, to which Millie declines cordially and says he is a married man. The butcher kills Mr. Fletcher. Nyla and Josh find an Aaron Rodgers mask for Millie to wear to try not to be perceived. As they leave the store, Josh finds that the butcher is at an arcade with a couple of individuals from the football crew. The butcher draws Booker into a laser label field. Millie, Nyla, and Josh show up to save Booker. Millie thumps the butcher and Booker unconscious. At Josh's home, Millie ties the butcher to a seat. She and Nyla attempt to clarify what is happening for Booker, however he stays unconvinced until Millie recounts a poem that she secretly slipped into his locker a few weeks ago. Josh stays at his home with the butcher while Millie, Nyla, and Booker go to the police headquarters to get El Dolo. Nyla enters the police headquarters and deceives Charlene, the only cop at the station, to search for the butcher outside. While Charlene is outside, Nyla takes her keys and gets El Dolo from the evidence storage. Millie and Booker stand by in the vehicle and have a significant discussion where Booker uncovers he likes Millie from the very beginning. Millie trusts to him the freshly discovered strength she feels being in the butcher's body and not being harassed, yet Booker tells her that strength is in your heart and your mind, not your size, and that Millie is actually much stronger than she naturally suspects she is. Josh's mom shows up sooner than expected to find Millie tied up in their kitchen. Josh attempts to persuade his mom that he is straight and this is simply aspect of sexual pretending. Notwithstanding, the butcher gets out of the ropes tied around his wrists and pursues Josh and his mom down the hallway with a kitchen knife. At the police headquarters, Charlene caught Nyla taking El Dolo. Millie sees the butcher run into the police headquarters and follows him. Charlene attempts to place Millie in a prison cell, however Millie overpowers her and apologetically secures her in the cell instead. The butcher escapes in a police car and nearly runs over Josh. At the homecoming dance, the butcher kills 4 football players. Millie, Nyla, Josh, and Booker drive back to the homecoming dance looking for the butcher. Booker sets an alert on Millie's Apple Watch for 12 p.m. They find the butcher, and Nyla and Josh tackle him and hold him down while Booker fights off the police. As Millie gets ready to wound him, her alarm beeps, demonstrating that it's past the point of no return and the curse is permanent. Nonetheless, Josh sees that the ringer hasn't rung at this point, and Millie recalls when Booker offered her guidance to set her clock 5 minutes late to forestall being late to classes. Millie acknowledges it is really 11:55 p.m. and cuts the butcher. They switch bodies similarly as the police find the butcher, presently in his own body, and shoot him down. While in an ambulance, the butcher removes his fingertip pulse oximeter to fake his death. In the meantime, Charlene and Paula fall asleep. Millie finds the back door open and is attacked by the butcher. The butcher torments her. He expresses that subsequent to being in her body, he comprehends the reason why she's so restless and feeble. Charlene shows up and orders the butcher to freeze. She attempts to fire her gun, but the butcher reveals he removed all its bullets. Unexpectedly, Paula crushes a wine bottle the butcher's head. He rapidly overpowers every one of the 3 ladies, tossing Charlene into the television, hitting Paula directly upside the head, and headbutting Millie. Millie concedes that she likewise gains something from being in his body, that having balls sucks. She kicks the butcher in the balls and cuts him in the chest with a wooden post.